Yeah, line up over here. I'm going to ask one more question, and then, and I should mention, this film is actually opening here at the Music Box on July 14th. And if the rumor I'm hearing is true, that at least Jeff is coming back for that. So you can tell you have all that time, like
questions.
2 months, yeah, to tell people that you love this movie and to come and see Jeff when he comes back. Okay, yes, first question.
First, really enjoyed the movie. Kudos to all you guys. So you kind of said that some of those scenes were pulled directly from the story. I was wondering how much of the film was, just scripted, or was there a lot of improv? How'd that go?
Okay, so so the general framework of the story was based on one story as the sort of master chassis of the whole thing, and then there was two details, like for instance when Molly's wearing the pants on her head is a detail from one story, and the hair cutting is a detail, the guy who sleeps with the master's wife and cuts the hair thing, that's another story. But everything for the most part was just like it's like a 2-page story. So I kind of fleshed it out to create more of a movie that was trying to maintain, I guess, the tone of those stories. And I wanted it to have like a real alive feel to it. And my first movie was scripted. My second movie was more improvised. It was like an 18-page outline that we kind of, I would say what we're going to say in each scene. And I really like working that way, so I tried it again for this one. And I think we ended up with like a 20-something page outline. And then, so all the dialogue was improvised. We kind of had a general idea of where we were going, but we were open to sort of what would come up in each scene. So I would say like 98% of the movie is improvised.
Thank you all for coming. I was just wondering, how was it working with the donkey? Was he/she easy to work with? Any funny stories?
No, I would say not easy to work with. The donkey was pregnant, first of all.
11 months pregnant.
Yeah, and that donkey was named Victoria, and Victoria didn't really feel like doing anything most days. Especially not walking behind me when I was dragging her. So, but yeah, she was really cute.
And then they said they were going to name...
Oh yeah, they said they were going to name the donkey's baby after me, but I don't believe so.
So there might be a donkey named Aubrey hanging out in Italy somewhere.
Yeah.
It looked like you guys had to eat some kind of gross food during the production, but my question is, what is the best thing that you ate when you were shooting in Italy?
Oh.
Peachy.
No, we know Kate's answer.
Peachy.
Peachy. The first day I got there,
This is only Kate's answer, this isn't a problem.
Okay, yes.
That's my answer too.
We're obsessed with this pasta called Peachy, and and I'm Italian, and I grew up eating pasta every Sunday, but I had never heard of Peachy, and when I got there, Jeff and Aubrey were like, we found this pasta called Peachy, and then I ate it as much as I could.
It's like fat spaghetti, it's like really fat spaghetti. It's from Siena, like Siena Montepulciano. Yes.
Do you have a different food you like, Jeff?
I mean, honestly, there's this place called Vecchio Mulino in the really small area that we were in, and it's a solemn area, so it's all just meats and cheeses. And the guy invented a sandwich for me that was like a peasant bread panini with sausage and pecorino, but it was like fresh sausage. So that was the best thing probably I ever ate. It was like amazing.
What was the name he named it, right?
He called it the Hollywood sandwich. The age is silent, so.
This was a really great film. In the genre of fornicating nuns in 13th century Italy, it's probably my favorite film that I've seen. The trailer did a fantastic job of letting us know kind of what we're getting into before we came into it. I perceive that maybe some people might be surprised by some of the language or the plot or the sex or the violence or a lot of it. And I'm wondering what reactions you guys have seen. Have you had people knowing what they're getting into when they come in, or have there been people surprised, or have there been people that were upset by what they saw in the film?
The Catholic reader hates it.
Yeah, they say it's trash, but
They don't like it.
Yeah.
They don't think It's bad. They think it's bad movie.
The Catholic, that quote's on the poster, though. That is trash. Like, the poster we have in the lobby, check it out, because it's one of the 3 quotes. And it's like, this is trash.
Yeah, no, really, up until, I guess, this festival and the Maryland Festival, no one had seen the trailer, so every festival you played at before that, no one knew what they were getting into. They just saw the cast and assumed it was a straight comedy. So, yeah, I think the people first learn that it's kind of supposed to be funny when Aubrey and Kate will start cursing at the server guy, and then then obviously like, you're like, okay, here we go. But yeah, and then like I think there's 2 like always like groan moments when the first one is when Kate knocks Jemima out. Everyone's like, oh god, and then when Nick says that he's supposed to be getting married to a prepubescent girl, always kind of gets a groan. And those are the 2. Other than that, it's certainly just like laughing.
Hi. So I noticed in the opening credits that Aubrey, you're credited as a producer on this movie, and I'm just curious what might have inspired you to take on that role and what you might have taken away from that.
Well, it's my 3rd movie that I've made with Jeff, and the producers of all of those movies are the same, so it's kind of a crew that I've been with now for some time. And I would say that I would say this movie was a little different from the other ones just because my involvement was kind of from the very beginning of it, from the first idea of it, and I wasn't so much a physical producer, but I kind of helped gather the cast and stuff like that, so it just kind of seemed like an organic next step considering the last films that we did together.
Kate, this question is directly to you. You saying you wanted to be a nun and your life is filled with nunnery and everything. Was there anything in the movie that was taboo that you didn't want to be a part of, or things that you didn't want to say?
No, I mean, I think that ship kind of sailed for me a while ago. I sing a song, then the chorus goes, fuck me in the ass because I love Jesus. So, after that, this was like, I feel like that was the crossing the line a little, and then, so after that, I'm okay with all the Jesus stuff, yeah.
Sup, Holmes? So 2 quick questions for you. First one, hopefully a yes question. You guys want to hang out after this?
Yeah.
Perfect. Next question. So you have movies like Airplane, for example, which are pretty irreverent, a little bit raunchy, and then you have movies like sort of Scary Movie, which also irreverent and raunchy, and then you have like this, which I'd say more towards the quality level of like Airplane, for example, where it's not just sort of like this gross, freak out humor. When you're coming at this, and I mean, you said that sort of 90% was improvised. I guess when you're sort of coming at this idea or this sort of script, and you do want to have sort of this raunchy, sex-based humor, or this sort of like, fuck you sort of humor, how do you identify like what works with the script and what works with ideas without venturing into like Scary Movie 7?
So like, how do you maintain a tone?
Yeah, how do you sort of maintain a tone? How do you do raunchy humor right, I guess?
Well, first off, like I didn't set out to do anything like logical like that. So it wasn't like I'm going to do raunchy humor right, or I'm going to try to do Airplane or any of that stuff. You just sort of I read the stories, and there's a tone to the stories, which is silly and bawdy, but also clever and fun, and there's like a wittiness to them and a humanity, because ultimately Micucci was trying to get people to relate to people. And my ultimate goal was just to make these people relatable, so that even though this is almost 700 years old, we connect with them, and we do have to, even though it's like we're laughing with them or laughing at them, that we have some kind of connection to them as human beings. And then tonally, I just sort of knew how to sort of walk that line. And you definitely, it's not like when you're shooting it, you're molding performances and you're kind of discussing sort of the angle you're going for, and if people go a little too far, that's like kind of just, as a director, that's like mostly what you're doing, is just kind of trying to shape it so that it kind of fits into something that feels right, that it's not like you're doing check marks or anything, you're just like, okay, that's it, that's not it, kind of thing. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like when you like say a word over and over again, like it doesn't make sense anymore, but like that's kind of what you're doing.
See you later.